Hey guys, my name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel. Today the Forgotten Race review rolls right on. Today we're going to talk about the Orang-Pendak from Bestiary 5. Now so far, the races that we've covered in the Forgotten Race review have come from mythology, sci-fi, things of that nature. The Orang-Pendak comes from something a little more real. On planet Earth, the Orang-Pendak, which is Indonesian for short person, is the name most commonly given to a species of ape that reportedly inhabits remote mountainous forests on the Isle of Sumatra. More or less, we're looking at a small Sumatran Sasquatch here. Say that one 10 times fast. This animal has been seen and documented for about 100 years by forest tribes living in Sumatra, local villagers, Dutch colonists, as well as Western scientists. The consensus is an Orang-Pendak is a small, ground-dwelling bipedal primate covered in short fur that stands anywhere from 30 to 60 inches tall. This animal has yet to be fully documented, so there's no definitive account of its behavior or its physical characteristics. However, witnesses report seeing blackish brown, red brown, golden brown, yellow, or even orange fur on a short-legged primate with long, powerful arms. They've seen it in trees, they've seen it on the ground, they appear to be herbivorous, and they're bipedal, meaning they walk on two legs like we do. Pathfinder pretty much tells us the same story. In Pathfinder, an Orang-Pendak is a rare offshoot of the Sasquatch that dwells in remote mountainous jungles. Elusive and shy, they're rarely seen by other races, and given their friendship with apes, in particular gibbons and orangutans, their hunched posture and their shaggy fur, ranging from tawny or reddish all the way to dark brown or black, at a distance, the Orang-Pendak is often mistaken for an ape. These guys train apes and monkeys to fight for them, but despite the friendship, the species are not closely related. These guys live in semi-nomadic tribes, hunting and gathering until the food becomes scarce, then they move on to the next area. Many tribes follow a regional pattern with this migration, allowing the jungle to repopulate itself and making sure they only gather enough sustenance to survive so they don't disrupt the land's ability to recoup its losses. In Pathfinder, an Orang-Pendak stands from 3 to 5 feet tall, weighs about 150 pounds, and despite their size, they're quite strong. These guys are largely herbivorous, but will sometimes be seen hunting game. So let's get down to the fun part. Orang-Pendaks get a +2 bonus to strength, a +2 bonus to wisdom, but suffer a -2 penalty to intelligence. These guys are strong and intuitive, but they're not necessarily the sharpest knife in the drawer. Orang-Pendaks are small creatures. They have a base speed of 30 feet and begin play speaking of all things Sasquatch. Orang-Pendaks who have high intelligence can choose from a list of other languages. I'm going to say it again. If your character has a high intelligence and was able to crack open a book on how to speak Aklo or Common, there's no reason he could not also crack open the book on how to speak something like Celestial. Orang-Pendaks get a +4 bonus on climb and stealth checks in forest or jungles, and gain a +4 racial bonus on handle animal and wild empathy checks with apes and monkeys. These guys have powerful upper bodies and thus gain a +2 racial bonus on strength checks to break or burst an object. This also applies to their CMB when they try to sunder an object with an unarmed attack. Orang-Pendaks have low light vision and a strange weakness called own 2 feet. These guys are extremely unnerved whenever they're riding another creature or a vehicle, so much so that they take a -2 penalty on ability checks, attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, and skill checks whenever they are riding another creature or vehicle. Now, for the life of me, I can't figure out why the Orang-Pendak takes so harsh of a neg when it's riding something. I understand racial weaknesses are important for roleplay, such as, for example, the drow not being able to see in bright areas of sunlight because he comes from underground, or the Dampier being injured by positive energy because, he's half dead. But I'm not gonna lie, it kind of bums me out that these guys got a weakness for, from what I understand, pretty much no reason flavor-wise. That said, I believe they have the own 2 feet weakness because an Orang-Pendak would make a wonderful Ubercharger due to his size. Most races in Pathfinder that are size category small take a neg to their strength. These guys do not. Lots of cavaliers, paladins, hunters with riding mounts, rangers with riding mounts, characters like that will have problems in dungeons because it's so hard to squeeze a horse through a narrow passage, These guys don't have that problem as much because they're smaller, meaning they're riding something of a size category equal to most player characters. And with that strength buff, with a little bit of strength optimization, it's not beyond reason to say that an Orang-Pendak couldn't just carry his pony or riding dog through places in the dungeon that it would be hard for this animal to traverse. With that in mind, I think my recommendation for this race would be to play them as some sort of charger. When we add simian empathy onto this, a +4 racial bonus on handle animal and wild empathy checks with apes and monkeys leads me to believe we can just pick up some sort of size category medium ape as our mount, running into battle, lance something, and then when you run into a ladder in the dungeon that your dog or wolf or horse couldn't climb, we could just spur the ape, have him climb right up there. There's not a whole lot of races in Pathfinder that are as scarce as these guys, and the scarcity of this race could lead to a lot of rumors about them being spread throughout the world. For example, maybe an Orang-Pendak is just as savage as a Yeti, or maybe they smell as bad as a Sasquatch and should be kept as far away from towns as possible. The scarcity of an Orang-Pendak could also lead our players on some sort of expedition to find this elusive race, much like on planet Earth on the island of Sumatra. So have you guys ever played an Orang-Pendak before? Have you ever played a race that's just as scarce or elusive as them? If so, throw it in the comments and we'll keep the conversation going. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. The next race video drops next Monday.